Morning, folks. I just thought I would keep updating with my little bit of sculpting progress for personal reference for when I lose these things or whatever, and for anybody who wants to follow. Excuse me, I'm really a bit tired this morning. I'm finding it excessively hard to wake up drinking decaf and not having a ciggy in the morning. It seems to just take me twice as long to wake up. See, I don't think I'm sleeping 100% well since I've stopped smoking. I seem to be just dreaming 24/7 as soon as my head hits the pillow, and you wake up like in a bit of a startle. So very sluggish Friday morning, well, Friday afternoon I should say. I was up quite late chatting to good old Pezapoo from Dark Ops, discussing politics, which no need to discuss now, about the in or the out vote, which people in England will know if you're from England. But anyways, couple of decafs in, still really sleepy, and this is what I've been up to. You see, he's the little chap I got to last night before sleep took me. Is he going to focus? So I think my proportions are better on this guy. Side profile still not too sweet, got to work on that. Excuse me rubbing out this bloody clay and stuff in it when I've been picking it off. My two nails. That's his back, which I think his back's getting a little better considering that was day 2. This is day 3. It's officially day 4 when I'm filming this. But that's my progression so far from day 1, little fat dude, to day 3, slightly thinner dude, a bit more ripped, to day 3, which is him. It doesn't focus very well when it's picking up the back. But I had to stop last night and cook him because the armature come loose, so I cooked him. Now I've been trying to keep him to 36mm, but it just creeps up. I mean, he's now probably looking more at a 38, creeping up to a 40, which isn't too bad, I don't think, for my first kind of goes. I thought I'd have a show you the things I've been actually using as well. I mean, these are the kind of reference things I've been working from. You know, all these you just can download off internet fairly quickly, and you just type in miniature sculpting and you'll find lots of reference like this. Now these aren't very good for when you're actually working to scale. You have to rescale them in Photoshop to actually get something useful off them, but it does give you I mean, that's an actual to scale one. You can see there. Sorry about all this waving. Now, I'm no expert on any of this shit. I'm just learning myself, do you know what I mean? So this is proper from somebody just learning. But you see, you kind of put him on there to scale him. He's a little bit wide. But as I said, it's all learning, do you know what I mean? And this is one I've been finding a bit useful for armature placement. And you can see. And there you make the armature, and that's like muscle mass and grouping that I've been working from to give you an idea of shape and stuff, which Dennis actually sent me that one, which is quite good. I mean, I've been using the little cork still, and I made one of these little clamps the other night, which I kind of like, so you just pop him in. It's got like a milliput top on it, so it doesn't stick, which Dennis showed me how to do. And there's a couple of dudes on YouTube do like this as well. I'm just literally imitating certain elements, and you get the idea. You clamp it in, screw it up, and then you pop it in the oven and cook him when you need to cook him. Pretty easy to make, comfortable in the hand. I've been using like this kind of hardcore wire, which is from an old electrical cable that's just been stripped out. I have bought some garden wire and things like that. It's a little bit thicker, which I think I need to get some thinner stuff, maybe more like this, because this is a lot thinner. and strip it down, because my gauge and my wire is quite thick at the moment, and I'm thinking some of this stuff might be better. So I might keep catching a little bit, but I think for certain things it's perfect. But as I want to try and sculpt small stuff, like I'm hoping to get down to a 32. That's why I'm not really doing going to do any bigger stuff. If I can, I'll just concentrate on 32s and try and do it that way. I mean, these are the main tool. This is the main tool I've been using to sculpt with. It's got like a spade slicer on the end, like kind of in focus. I found that one quite useful for me. That's what I like. But I think these tool things, it's all personal preference. I've been using that one. A couple of dentist clay shapers, which are quite nice, but predominantly I've used it most with this. Use the clay shaper, a bit of a brush for smoothing, and I have had a poke around with this old dentist tool that I've got. As you can see over there, I've got quite a few, but I'm not using hardly any of those. It's just seems to be the what I'm using. And Dennis said the same to me from when he sculpted. He says you'll find you can do most of it just with a toothpick or a spike. So I wouldn't think you need to go and buy lots of stuff. Do you know what I mean? To have a go. I think the clay I'm using, I'll show you what I'm using. It's I'm using the Female Professional at the moment, which is like, there's this like mixer that you can buy that you put in it to make it to as soft as you want to make it for you to feel comfortable, because you've only got to touch these things quite delicately and it's marking stuff. And I've been using the traditional milliput and green stuff. I've been putting the green stuff around the wire. As you can see on the model, it's actually around the wire because the Female doesn't stick without the wire, without the green stuff on the wire to give it some tackiness. But all in all, I think for day 3 attempt to fit, I know he's not got no facial features and stuff, and he's a little bit bigger than my last lot, but I think his proportioning is getting better. And like, I think you can see if I put it up real close that, come on, focus. Oh, stop it. You can see where I'm starting to put the muscle mass in better. But as I said, it's early days. I'm still finding it quite a lot of fun. So I probably might do any more for the next couple of days. So I've got a lot of gardening to do, and I've got to do some painting. So I'm just going to have a bit of a clear up now and get on with a bit of painting of some World War II stuff. And I'll speak to you all soon. So take care of yourselves and don't do anything I wouldn't do, which leaves you pretty open to all sorts of mischief. So later, peeps.